My fellow Americans.
Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
A man holds in his mortal hand the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
One day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
He says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that.
Hello and welcome. This is As the World Burns, and I am here with Los Magnifico. We are bequeathed with his presence from the Ancient Ones, and we are here to bring joy, happiness, and especially vibes, especially to the government.
Oh, yeah, we love the government so much.
Oh, shit, dude. We got to get you on for a Hard Truths episode. That's literally what we do. We literally just say all this shit like, oh, the government is amazing. You have to eat processed food. You should only be a part of the state religion, state-sponsored religion. Like, all this kind of shit.
A good baloney is a good baloney. You know?
A good baloney. Say something more like, Americans are the smartest country in the world.
I mean, yeah, we invented, did we invent hot dogs?
We did. And we invented freedom fries.
Yes. Well, I heard a bologna is a giant hot dog. Like, that's just what it is.
Is bologna a giant hot dog, or is a hot dog giant bologna?
Yeah.
Wait, so they just cut up a big
hot
ass
dog
hot
is a
dog,
tiny bologna.
and that's bologna?
Yeah, like a bologna is just like pretty much just hot dog.
Wow, that's honestly mind blowing. I didn't even know. Like, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
I could be wrong, but I think that's a fact I learned while I was camping. Because we were eating a lot of hot dogs.
That's a fact I learned while I was camping. Well, the things to eat are hot dogs while you're camping.
Yeah, we had hot dogs. We had pulled pork.
That sounds delicious.
We had a lot of beer. Yeah, it was awesome.
Hell yeah. In a little bit, we're going to be talking about his maybe or maybe not UFO experience as well.
Maybe, yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's it.
Booyah. Oh, yeah.
Say, party people.
Party people. I have come to destroy. I've come to chew gum and destroy you. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hello, children. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Can you go lower, though? How low can you go?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Sound like Eric Clapton.
It's getting dark now. The lights are tired now. I'll soon be with you, my love. I'll give you my dark surprise. I'll be with you coming now. I'll be with you till my season. Alright, then I just have to put myself playing guitar to that. So that's the kind of stuff that you know. All right, there we go. Now we're back to normal voice.
This is the type of caliber you're dealing with here.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna get robotic here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, he left, so we can't tell the story now. I'm done showing you all the videos. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of them, but those are the best ones, I think.
I gotta be on it more often.
Oh, dude.
I'm just usually pretty tuckered out at this time.
Yeah, no, I get it. So I guess we can actually start the episode now. We'll wait for him to come in.
Wait, now?
Well, I mean, we kind of already started it, but that was all just the intro that I'm gonna cut out. This is the real meat and potatoes.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I'm going to assume that you have heard about the UFO that's hurtling through our solar system, the mothership that may be on its way here right now.
Oh, the meteor that's like, yeah.
So I want to ask you, so you do think it's a meteor. So one thing that I wanted to ask, I want to ask both of you this because I had this realization today, and whether or not you don't think it's a meteor or not, I want you to, still answer this. I thought about if it is an alien ship, that would almost be best case scenario, because if it is a meteor and it's hurtling in our direction and it's 7 miles long, 7 miles wide, and it's coming towards us at that speed and literally going to come right at us, that to me sounds like that's like a doomsday scenario for like an asteroid. We know that there's something out there. Like we're not saying that there's not something out there.
I've seen the trajectory, and it doesn't hit Earth. It's going close to Earth.
Okay.
It's just kind of like entering the sun's orbit. It's like entering. It's flying by. It's going through it and like flying by the planets as we go by.
I was under the impression that it would hit us, or
I don't think it's
that
coming
it was
straight
coming
at
directly.
Earth. I don't think it is.
So, but what happens when it passes?
I think it's gonna be. It might be a category 2 meteor by the time it gets to Earth. So.
Yeah, but if it passes by Earth, it's been kind of like slinging itself around the entire solar system.
Oh, it's been whoring around.
Well, no, it keeps like buzzing around the solar system at like really fast like paces. So like if it entered our solar system and it's buzzing around at like a really fast pace, then it's just going to be here now. And this is just another thing to have to worry about that could just come out of nowhere and just boom, take us out.
I mean, would you be worried if you're like, all right, it's not gonna be a tomorrow?
I would be worried if it was 10 years or 10 days or 10 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, because it's something that we, could take us out. Sure, I might have a few extra years or days to like think it over and get my whole life in check, but I would still, I would want myself and the entire human race to still go on without that kind of tragedy.
That's true. I mean, maybe the human race or life forms. Maybe we're just all part of life and we're all on the same team.
Yeah.
So maybe not the human race, but some life form.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. It's scary.
So what do you think? Do you think it's a meteor?
I mean, they've been saying it's like dodging space rocks and stuff because like people are like, it's a meteor, but then it's like it looks like it's flying around like it's sentient. So, oh, maybe, yeah. I don't know, because I want to believe it's like a ship. I'll be sick.
Right. That's where I am at. If it's a alien ship,
it's a 7-mile ship. 7-mile ship.
I want to ask one more thing too. Are you familiar with any of the conspiracies regarding like the 2025 to 2027 like doomsday CIA stuff?
Somebody predicted AI will start its
singularity,
pretty much doomsday in 2025 with its takeover.
That is actually one of the ones that was predicted, but there's another thing that's predicted too, where
2027 one of them too.
Well, it's a period, so it's 2025 to 2027, but 2027 is like the cherry on top, or like the pinnacle, so to speak. So there's this theory that in 2025, we're going to be contacted by aliens because supposedly the aliens set up a date, basically like shape up, stop being negative, don't bomb each other back to the Stone Age, and don't be basically like a bunch of like warring factions trying to take over each other, and utilize this like atomic energy and stuff for that purpose. They basically told us you have until 2025 to get your shit straightened out, or else we're going to come there and we're going to either there was a few theories, but one of the theories is that they're going to stop letting like if there's any positive aliens that are guarding planet Earth, they're going to stop guarding planet Earth, and they're going to let the negative aliens that like want to pillage and just take things for their resource to just come in and just like do it. But
who says this?
So this has been said by a few different people, like Bob Lazar has talked about this. John Lear's talked about this. There's this guy, Louis Elizondo, has talked about 2027 and being like a really huge date in like disclosure and like stuff like that. He's the one who's like doing all this disclosure stuff right now.
But this happens all the time when people are like predicting, and
no, 100%. I agree with you. And I thought the same thing when I kept hearing about all this stuff, but I kind of, I saved this like a post about this like 10 years ago. And I've kept going back to it and reading about it and just kind of bouncing back and forth with like, especially this year, since it is the year that it's supposed to happen. And with all the weird shit that's gone down, like in 2024 with like the New Jersey drones, and now there's supposed like weird meteor that's like bouncing around Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, plus all the shit that's going on now too in our government and wars and stuff.
Well, exactly. It seems like we're getting to a point where like we're almost not giving a fuck about what happens on like a political scale. And I don't even just mean that like because of like the orange guy. I mean that also because of like, it seems like even on a country scale, like different countries are like going and pushing for different like wars that they've been trying to accomplish for years, like China trying to get that what is it, Taiwan, the country that shall not be named, and its surrounding nations. And then you have what used to be the Soviet Union reforming a new, basically, Soviet Union. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but that's what it seems like if you look at it from like an international scale. And it seems like all of these things that were tensions that were happening, that were building up over years, have kind of bubbled to the surface. And I don't think it's just because of the orange guy. I think it feels like there's something else that's kind of shifting us in a weird direction. And it feels like maybe people, like all the bunkers that people are making, like the doomsday bunkers all these rich guys are making, and all these CIA undercover guys and like disclosure guys, they're all buying bunkers, and they're all doing this crazy stuff that's like, even before all these wars were really breaking out fully, they were all doing these crazy things. So I guess what I'm curious about is like, what do you think? Like I guess you kind of answered it, like that people have been predicting things like over and over and over again. And we actually did an episode that we're not going to put out until like we don't really have like a good episode. It was basically about like a list of failed predicted dates of the apocalypse that didn't happen, and it was just a bunch of like theological like dates that just did not happen at all.
I think the problem is that humans have a brain with a lot of imagination. Like there's a lot of dots we connect. And masses, like people start like agreeing or disagreeing, but when they start agreeing in masses, a bunch of other conspiracies come up. And every conspiracy is just in the realm of like a human imagination. Like we're all like, oh, these aliens are gonna come in and they're gonna pillage.
It's
because we're human, and that's kind of like our nature.
That's what we do.
Be afraid of people.
Exactly.
But like we don't, like, for all we know, these aliens are gonna come in, fart, and it's gonna be like a toxic fart, and then just gonna leave, and everybody's gonna die.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I think if the aliens came here, they wouldn't just kill us. I think it wouldn't just be like War of the Worlds where we would just get killed off. I think it would be more so like if they come here and they take over, there's a reason why they're taking over. It's whether it's a psychic movement, like the anti-host over here thinks, like, you know what I mean? Or if it's what I mean, resource training.
Well, no, that's what I mean though. Like, why is it taking over? Why is it resource?
What other point would there be to be here other than to take over?
We don't know. We're not aliens. It could be refueling with atmosphere, just taking a huge dump in our ocean that will just be a toxic waste, and then they leave. Like, we just think it's like, oh, they're going to come in and take all our property. That's just like a human prediction because that's what you fear.
I think that's true, but I think that's more likely than them just like, I'm not trying to discount that theory, but because I agree that like aliens coming here and like say like dropping their junk off or like crashing here and just getting strewn about and then being like, oh, well, fuck it, let's call AAA and pack up and go. Like, I think that is a possibility, and I think that's happened countless amounts of times. And I think when we get to a certain point, the government like covers it up, and then we end up like having like these stories in the past where like people are basically like coming up with these stories about the gods coming here and just being like, hey, how you doing? But really it's really just aliens just being like, hey, what's up? But nowadays we don't get that. We don't get the weird shit showing up in the cities and like happening in big ways, because one, the government could easily cover that up. And two, in general, it would cause mass hysteria, and people wouldn't believe what they even saw.
Listen, I want to be a believer, and you know I'm very much a skeptic, but like I just don't think our current government is even smart enough to hide like alien shit to this caliber. Like,
but let me ask you don't think that there's like I don't want to get too like into this too much, but you don't think there are like shadow factions of the government that are like forever factions that stay with the government no matter who's in charge? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, there's been shadow secret government projects that are massive failures.
No, I agree, but I'm also saying there's like do you think that every president automatically knows what's going on in Area 51, or do you think that
No.
That's what I mean.
No.
There's parts of the government where even like the highest forms of the government who may be buffoons wouldn't know what's going on in that part of the government. And the reason why is because they are buffoons. I'm not even discounting. I'm not just saying the orange guy. I'm talking about the sleepy guy. I'm talking about a whole bunch of other guys too who question the narrative probably, and we're told, no, you can't do that. You're not need to know.
Look, I'm not discrediting like research and all that stuff, but I think like when we get into like aliens are gonna come and they're gonna take our resources, it's just such a human prediction that we don't comprehend what they do. Like we cannot comprehend like.
I think I'm with you on that. You're right. Like if it is an alien ship, it doesn't matter what it's coming here to do. It's just coming here, and that's just the simple fact of it. It's crazy. That's just crazy.
It could be an alien whale.
Yeah.
Like a whale.
Could be an alien turtle just floating through space.
Made out of like minerals and gold.
That would be amazing. I feel like I told you that before. That it could be like an alien.
Yeah, like a giant alien creature.
Beautiful.
That would be beautiful.
Made of like, made of minerals.
It's still gonna eat us though.
Gases and shit, but it's
still gonna eat us.
Like alive.
Well, let me ask you something.
Because dude.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, because I was gonna say, like, look at the ocean. Like, there's so many creatures we don't comprehend. There's creatures in the ocean
dolphins
that together make one singular creature. I'm not saying just dolphins. I'm saying like even jellyfish are fucking crazy. But there's like, I forgot the name of this creature, but it's like a bunch of different creatures that form into one long looking creature. But it's made up of individual things, kind of like how we're made up of an individual cell.
Like almost like an algae pocket or something like that?
Not even an algae pocket. No, it's like a very small, tiny, like jellyfish, clear, like creatures that stick together and they act like they look like a very long snake kind of thing. It looks like a snake.
I think
but if
I've
you
heard
look
of
at
that.
it closely, it's made of a bunch of things, a bunch of different same type of creature, but they're all like
they're all like conjoined. Yeah,
exactly.
That's crazy. Well, let me
and they can separate if they want to, but
let me ask you something. What do you? This is actually something I don't know if we've ever actually talked about. I know you know it, but I want to just know what you think. What do you think happened on the day of Roswell? Truly.
I mean, based on the articles that there was a UFO, and if that was a UFO, like a spaceship, then they took it in, and then they took it apart, and they started reverse engineering. But according to Bob, what's that?
Oh, I meant like just what you think happened, just in general, like not like, but like, what do you think happened?
I don't know, man. I'm reading the report, but I always take that, like, oh shit, like they took this in, and then all of a sudden it's just like, okay, the government spaceship. I don't know what happened because it's just like one report, so trying to imagine. I don't know.
So they did say on the news, like the newspapers, that it was a flying saucer that crashed. And then I guess some guys came and were like, no, take that out of the papers. We're not going to say that. That didn't happen. It was actually a weather balloon. And like whether or not you
Right.
believe that, no pun intended, I feel like, you know, there is something sketchy about the fact that like that all happened in the way it happened. But I don't know. You think it was aliens though? Do you do you think it was an alien ship that crashed?
I don't know. I can't say yes or no. I have no idea.
What do you think? Because a lot of people like say that our laser technology and stuff like that, and a lot of our technology afterwards became like exponentially increased, and it was partially due to that, like lasers and like microchips and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you could see that as like a natural progression of humanity, but it, you know, a lot of things happened towards the end of World War II that were like very strange and kind of lends itself to being like, oh, maybe we were into some stuff besides just, you know, nuclear, besides just the Manhattan Project that, you know, we didn't talk about, you know. Even going before Roswell, I think I'm not even just saying Roswell. I think you know, the atom bomb is basically like a energetic imprint on the in the universe. It like sends out a wave of energy that a lot of other civilizations can pick up on and can come and basically be like, huh, wonder what they're doing.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I guess the reports is that atom bombs started going off, we start seeing more UFO.
Yeah, exactly.
Was Roswell after the atom bomb?
Yes.
Or before?
Roswell was atom bomb was 45, if I'm not mistaken.
But the first but there was been abductions way before 1940s.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think we've been being watched for a while, but I don't think that we've been intercepted since before World War II. I think after World War II, you know, we've had a watchful eye on us, so to speak.
Right.
You want to talk about what you maybe seen as well?
Yeah, the UFO. I've touched base with you guys about this. Actually, anti-host, I know your partner posted a thing talking about her experience, right?
Yes.
And I replied to it because it was pretty similar to my experience. I'm not trying to lose my mind off
For
it
real.
because
I know what you mean.
It could be anything. Especially these days, we got drones that kind of act like UFOs, especially like in the dark and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But so what I saw, I guess I'll tell you my perspective. We were in New Hampshire, Maine, lake called Lake Umbagog. Before we got to the campsite, I'm like, this place is not real. Like something about it just seemed unreal. Like we've all been in lakes and stuff, but something about it, I don't know. It was like it felt like a lie. You know, it felt like unreal. So we do our camping trip, and pretty much, long story short, the last day hanging out, and the last night we're just kind of like looking up at the stars, and we're able to see the Starlink satellites, and we're like, oh yeah, look at that! Like they're all in formation. It's like 3 of them in formation, and you can just see them moving, like zipping across the sky. It was pretty crazy, but it was getting late. It was like maybe 1 or 1:30 in the morning, and we had to like canoe back the next morning. Like take down camp and everything. Like, all right, just kind of getting ready for bed. And some people went to bed, and it was just me and 2 other people that were still up. I went into my tent, and I just like laid down. I could hear my 2 friends, we'll call them Sylvester and Capone. So I could hear Sylvester and Capone talking, and all of a sudden I hear Sylvester go, "What the fuck was that?" And then Capone was like, "Dude, did you see that?" And Sylvester's like, "Dude, did you just fucking see that?" So I'm awake in my tent, and I'm like, all right, something's happening. I thought it was like a bear or like something like walked by or something. And then they both freaked out. Like both of them were just like, "Holy shit, what the fuck is that?" You know, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, "Guys, get up. UFO, straight up." And I just put on my glass. I come outside, and they're just like, look up. I come out of my tent. When I come out of my tent, they told me to look up, like kind of behind me. So I looked up behind me, and there was a blue light. There was like a blue orb just chilling, just like above, like, I don't know, like above the tree line, which is like 20 feet. So it was like 25 feet up, and there's just a blue light, and it disappears. We're just like, fuck, what the fuck? And like slowly other people started waking up and coming out, and it disappeared, and then it appeared behind, like on the other side of the camp, and it was just a blue light, and no noise. Like we're all just very quiet.
How
right?
big did it look
just like,
from like your perspective?
It looked like the size of like a small beach ball.
Okay.
And it was just like a blue light, and it was silent. And it was like the light was like going on and off, like very slowly, you know, like slow blink. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it went from like staying still to moving slowly across the camp. And this is still like maybe 15 feet away, 15 feet up, like very close to us.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no noise. Like nobody was making a sound because we're all like in shock. It was just like a very primal thing. Like we weren't screaming at it. We were just like stunned. And it just moved across slowly with the light going in and out very slowly. No noise at all, right? Like a drone would be making some sort of noise.
Yeah.
Not this. This is super slow, very steady, and then it just like went up the river and, probably like around the river bend.
Huh. You know what's funny is before you told me that story, when you were describing it, you were making it sound so like oh yeah, it was probably a drone, or that's a UFO story, dude. That wasn't a drone. That was crazy.
I mean, yeah, yes, but there's the possibility of that.
There is
being a drone,
and the size is sus. I will say that's why
you never know who's around you.
Yeah,
and
they could have been scoping you out.
Yeah, could have been like a government, like fucking like somebody scoping people out at camps.
Yeah, it could have just been like somebody making sure that there's no forest fires or something like that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
You never know.
It is crazy. Yeah, it is a crazy story though.
Yeah. Definitely a legit UFO story. It's just a random time of night.
Mm-hmm.
There was no service where we were, and 1 hour away from there is where the Betty and
Barney Hill.
Harry.
Interesting.
That was in New Hampshire. Yeah, Capone. So after the trip, we're all like in the group text, like talking about it. Capone did some research, and there's been like research of that area. Of like plasma, kind of like energy plasma that is observed, but they call it like sentient plasma because it acts and it observes things. It like moves on its own in its own pattern, does whatever it wants.
Could you call it a plasmoid?
Plasmoid, maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
What would that be like? What would the nature of the universe be in that regards? Like, what would be a plasmoid? Like, what is this?
I've been listening to more of this audiobook I was telling you about last time. Mm-hmm. Valis. He starts to explain. I'm pretty sure he's in like a mental hospital, or like he's having the term plasm. I think it's plasmoid. That's how it sounded. Something like that. But it's how he describes. There's these things called plasmoids that essentially get into humans and kind of start to control them. And he says they're like made of plasma, and actually a lot of people believe this. I don't know how real that is, but it's just as soon as you said that, like it seemed like plasma, it made me think about it. Like you have one type of UFO orbs are plasmoids that are flying around, but plasmoids could also go into you and like kind of fuse with you in a way, good or bad. However,
that's a very human fear. Also, I can't get behind it 100%.
Can I mention something real quick? Have you heard of the Boogosphere?
The what? No.
So there's this sphere that it's in South America that supposedly got like it was flying around and it fell out of the sky. Yep, and they like started like X-raying it, and it's got like these weird fiber optic cables in it and shit, or not fiber. It's got this weird fiber optics in it, and they were trying to like figure it out and shit like that. And it was the size roughly of a beach ball, and I've seen a few other videos of that same type of thing. Maybe the videos are fake, but they seem like they're from pretty reputable sources, but of that same looking thing, like that kind of metal sphere just kind of flying around during the daytime. And then randomly we'll see the same thing at night, but we'll see like a glowing thing instead. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just I was thinking about that. That's roughly the size of a beach ball, and if what you saw was like one of those spheres that was just chilling like in that area instead, scoping it out.
Probably. Yeah, that's the biggest thing too. Like a lot of these reports, it's not like a big UFO. It's like a beach ball or a softball, or like slightly bigger than a softball, kind of like. I was hoping that the thing would park and the aliens got out. That's what I was hoping for.
You just see like a bunch of tiny aliens.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit. Like that would be awesome.
They pull out their ray gun, they go, reach for the skies, in their tiny alien voice.
Oh, it's Marvin the Martian?
Yeah, then I'll be like...
Well, they're tiny. They're going to have really tiny voices. Hello, we've come to destroy you.
Earthlings!
I was also thinking like we did if it was aliens and they were there for us, looking at us, maybe they didn't abduct us because half of us haven't shed in like 3 days. So they probably didn't want to do like any
I'm the
probing.
same when I camp. I do the same thing.
You know,
Body just shuts
so
down.
that's like my other theory.
Yeah.
They're probably like, dude, if we take one, we gotta take all of them, and you can send it to see like our insides. They'd be like, look, half of them haven't shit yet. I don't. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Just keep
you
going.
know, like
That's hilarious.
That's my other theory.
Well, that's good.
But
you
who
know,
knows?
that's good to know. Maybe that's a survival tactic. They won't anal probe you if you're constipated.
Right, exactly. They don't want to deal with that.
They don't want to deal with that.
You know? They don't want to do the paperwork.
They don't want to do the paperwork. That's great.
Because they have to do the paperwork and then be like the cleaning supplies. It's a whole
toilet
thing.
paperwork.
The toilet paperwork. Yeah. Oh shit.
Like, yo, we don't want to hook up the shit vacuum. You know, like
the shit vacuum.
Stuff like that. Like, let's just go back.
They'd rather hook up like the blood vacuum for the cattle. You know, when they suck out their blood and shit. And you know what else?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that.
They don't want to do that. So
I don't want to do that.
You know what? Let me ask you something.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Is that the only paranormal like kind of thing that you've ever like experienced, or have you ever experienced any other like weird thing?
Like even like ghosts?
It could be anything, dude. It could be ghosts. It could be like a person that just wasn't like right. Like it just like any kind of weird situation.
Hey, that lady ain't right.
Well, no, like, you know, sometimes you meet people and they just have like a weird vibe where they're like almost like, I don't know, you can feel like
you think they're the Antichrist?
Something like that. Not that you think that.
Well, yeah.
Could be an alien.
I mean, I was talking about it today with Sylvester. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I was talking to Sylvester today. He was telling us a story that prompted me to tell a story, but pretty much. Well, I'll tell you like the story that he told me, and then I'll tell you my story.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he's telling us like, I was hanging out with my buddy, and then he was telling me a story that when he was like a little younger, he was in Earth, somewhere on Earth.
He was okay. That was great. That was perfect.
He was somewhere on the planet Earth, as a youth.
That's something somebody in space would say.
Exactly.
He was in a coastal area.
Yes, he was actually. Right. I guess like he saw a lady and a dog. And I guess he was seeing this whole thing happen with his friend, and he sneezed, and the dog reacted a certain way, like got scared, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the lady walked off and walked away, and like disappeared. Like, you know, you just like kind of don't notice where people go.
Yeah.
The lady just like disappeared, right? But I guess like same lady came out of nowhere, out of the other side, because it's like a straight shot, like the coast is a straight shot. So the lady kept walking one direction and just like disappeared. But I guess that same lady appeared again from the other direction and started again. And in that same spot, the lady sneezed again and the dog reacted the same way. And his buddy turns to his friend and was like, did you just see that lady do the same exact thing? And then they both like agreed. They were just both started freaking out because they both saw the same thing.
That's crazy.
So the story was that I was in summer camp. I just woke up, but I was definitely awake.
I want to just throw this out there because I don't think this is doxing you, and if it is, we don't have to mention it. But for our listeners, was this the summer camp that you were with, the one and only Anakin Skywalker?
Yes, but this is years before.
Can we mention that?
I was like,
is that cool?
This is like a couple years before that I met him. Yeah.
So I just want to throw this out there for the listeners. He went to the summer camp with Jake Lloyd, not the one and only, you know, Anakin, but the little Annie.
Little Annie, yeah. So as I woke up in my barrack, and I could look out the window, and there was some kid walking, and the kid just like stopped mid walk, foot up, just like somebody walking, right? But then if they stop, like one foot's off the ground and their arms in like that walking position.
Mm-hmm.
This kid just like stopped, and I'm just like staring. I'm like, what the hell? The kid was just like there for like a minute or a minute and a half. It's like a very long time.
Almost like
and I'm like, what?
Like time just stopped.
Hell? Yeah, like he just stopped walking.
Or like he like froze.
Yeah, just froze. Yeah, like Mitch McConnell, but just like less old.
That's crazy. That they call that, I think, a glitch in the Matrix.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
What if he was having a moment in the story of his life where he was just having this inner monologue, like he was just talking about something really important in his head, you know?
But why would his
Like, wait a
leg
minute.
still be like in moving position, like he was still gonna go walk?
Because it's more dramatic. This guy thinks he's the main character.
He was probably like, wait a minute, I just had an idea. Bitcoin, you know.
Bitcoin. This is
Kinda
Satoshi or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows what other crazy famous people I went to summer camp with?
Who knows what other crazy famous people I went to summer camp with? That is the best statement.
You went to summer camp with Jake Lloyd, the guy who created Bitcoin, and
Sure, lightsabers and pod racing.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Voorhees,
the champion of pod racing.
The champion of pod racing. Who else did he go to summer camp with? Mark Zuckerberg,
Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Casper the Friendly, Wendy. She was hanging out.
There's a lot of ghost stories going around in that camp.
What was
there
the
was
best
one? That
one?
was my favorite one was Clubfoot.
What was Clubfoot?
It's just about this kid that like in the that murdered in the golf course. He uses a golf club as a foot.
That's unique.
Yeah, every night he'll walk around with his club foot and just like make that like noise, that like stomping noise, you know, like clank, clack, clack. So it's just like a funny story that I totally believed at the time. I was like, no, I don't want club foot. That sounds fucked up.
So you'd get to the point in the fire where they'd be like, and all you'd hear is the clack, clack, clack.
Yeah,
before you
exactly.
die.
Exactly, yeah. It's like if you hear the clack, you're dead.
And
like,
then
oh, no.
They get like some other like camp counselor or whatever to go in the woods for a minute.
Exactly that, yeah. Yep.
That's
they
funny.
did.
They did.
Funny as fuck. Yeah, they would do that. So like you'll be sleeping, right? And then they'll start like hitting like the side of like the cabin, like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Just to fuck with you a little bit.
Yeah,
Be
pretty
like,
funny.
Bigfoot's coming to get you.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, I don't think I've experienced. I haven't experienced any other like paranormal stuff. I don't believe in ghosts.
What's the craziest thing that you've ever heard in your whole life that you don't know if it was true, but it seemed like it was probably true? And if it is true, it would just kind of like, you know, and don't go for like the obvious things like, you know what I mean? Like Epstein and shit like that. Like what's something that genuinely, when you heard it, you're like, whoa, that would change everything if that's true. If that makes sense.
That 9/11 was a giant insurance fraud.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We haven't really we don't bring up Never Forget too much on this podcast, but I will say what he's knocking on is a very interesting point.
So there's like,
and the day. Yep.
I was just gonna say that there's like two different versions of that, right? There's one where they put the insurance policy out on the building, and that's just insurance fraud in itself to like do that and then get the giant payout. But wasn't there another thing where like there was like there's records and weird things, shady things being kept and information being kept there, and they just like deleted it and made it gone forever, and a bunch of people got away with all the crimes they were doing, these like high end white collar crimes.
Yeah, that's definitely the other the other layer in the cake.
So also there supposedly, I don't know if this is related to like it being in the the towers or it not being in the towers, but there's a certain 3-letter organization that actually lost its like New York office because of that event.
Yeah, there was like that Tower 12. I don't know.
I'll say it real quick. I think it was the CIA had an office in one of the Twin Towers.
There's like another tower that
Tower 7
got destroyed.
Yeah,
Tower 7.
And they
got destroyed in like
they reported
like
on it before it
demolition
happened.
style. Yeah, Yeah, and everything was reported before it like a lot of things were reported before it happened.
Tower 7
Like even
specifically was.
yes, yeah, exactly.
But let's not get too lost in the weeds with 9/11. That would be the
Yeah,
craziest conspiracy that, if it was true, would blow your mind.
That's the first one that came to mind.
I feel like we've all had crazy 9/11 experiences with like deep diving into it, and we kind of all just like got overwhelmed and kind of moved on to the next conspiracy. We're not going to have any like satisfying answer to 9/11.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the old JFK.
Yeah.
Well, the new JFK, I should say. You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah.
But
we won't say new anymore. We'll say the next JFK.
The next JFK. That's a good idea.
Cool.
But honestly, I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it, but like, yeah, like they sold a bunch of stocks a couple days before that happened. I think it was like United Airlines sold like one of the guys who owned like one of the biggest stocks in United Airlines just like dumped it. It was like a few million worth of stocks. It was a large portion.
Yeah, just a giant money grab. And
yeah. All right. What's the weirdest supernatural theory that you've ever heard in your life? Same question, but the weirdest in a supernatural way.
I can't think of any right now. Supernatural, huh?
Ghost, aliens, interdimensional beings, God.
Mm-hmm.
All of the above.
I haven't heard one that I believe to that level.
There hasn't been ever a time where even with aliens, you know what? Like maybe like this conspiracy with aliens is true, or like and if it was, that would just be like crazy.
Well, that they work among us.
That's a good one. That's a great one. Fantastic.
No, because it was reported during that whole UAP meeting. Like whoever got questioned, the people like that work at the border and stuff, they got questioned like, have you seen these things like fly over or whatever? They were asking these generals like, you guys say that you're in contact with these non-human biologics.
NHI, whatever.
And a lot of the agents would be like, yeah, we're in contact with them. Yeah, they work with us in government. We cannot tell you who or where, but they do work with us. That could be true.
Let me ask you, what do you think that is, if that's true? Like, what do you think that is? Do you think those are like gray aliens that work with the government in general, or what do you think?
The other conspiracy is that gray aliens are us in the future. You know, like asexual.
That would be
like
crazy.
Like straight up non-binary. You know, giant brains, very weak bodies, but like giant brains because we're so smart.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just able to telepathically like communicate. We don't need the physical attraction. So like one of the theories is that those aliens are us from the future.
Mm-hmm.
Or like they're just like us evolved, like that they're like the next.
And that would explain why they don't ever like interfere in our events.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like what ties it up together. Like they don't interfere in in what we're doing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You can't kill Hitler.
You can't kill Hitler.
Yeah.
I mean, if the infinite realities thing is true, then, you know, people have traveled back in time, killed Hitler, and it just formed a timeline where Hitler died and other shit happened.
Dude, Hitler never died. It was just like a body. No, I don't know.
Well, there's a theory that Hitler actually like survived and went to Argentina from Odessa.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like all the Nazi scientists and like officers and shit that like went to Argentina and like Bolivia.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
They also went to another country.
Another country?
America.
Oh yeah. Oh, obviously.
Dude, like
what do you think about that?
So many countries, like all around.
Yeah.
Well, also think about it, dude. Like think of what's going on now. We were in World War II, and everybody was like, you know, every American was fighting this like Nazi regime, right? Like fuck these people, you know, like you guys don't tolerate other people. That's fucked up. Now we got so comfortable for so many years. You think like the Nazi party was like, okay, we're done. We lost World War II. No, fuck. No. They've been organizing silence for many years. And now that America, most of America is dumb and distracted and weak. You know, a lot of people are obese and stuff. You don't think like the Nazi party is gonna be like, yo, I think our time is coming to fucking make a comeback. because
also, like, do you remember, like, what do you call it? Like, we've basically, like he was referring to, we folded the Nazis into our government. Like Werner von Braun, the head of NASA at one point.
oh, for sure.
Yeah, he was the godfather of modern rocketry, or the father, or whatever. He literally
exactly.
like created the path to us going to the moon, and then made us go to the moon, allegedly.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's like Nazis have. I'm not saying Nazis help us out, but I'm saying Nazis have like infiltrated the government. It's almost like that movie Captain America: The Winter Soldier. For all of our Culture Burns fans out there, you know, remember when Hydra infiltrates every like echelon of the government after World War II because they became you know, just meaning scientists supposedly, and then they just continued their Hydra shit until eventually they took over Shield. And that's what you're kind of saying too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
buying their, just waiting for their opportunity. And now we have like literal like evangelicals and literal Nazis going on. And it's kind of like it leads into the plot of Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Have you ever played the game Wolfenstein 2? But they team up, like the Nazis win and they take over America.
Mm-hmm.
But they team up with the KKK. This very suppressing, group.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. I think that these groups have definitely like implanted themselves and have definitely gotten to the highest echelons of the government, really. But I don't know. I think that's part of like what's happened in the past with like different like conspiracies and stuff. Like there's a lot of like word that like people like JFK was killed because of like different groups like that have like been in shadow areas of different things, or have worked with different groups like that group and like say the mafia or another group, and have all come together because they share one goal of this or that. And then you could say like America in a sense has developed certain industrialized tendencies and borderline fascistic tendencies that 1940s Germany would have really not found too out of place with our policies, with their policies.
Right.
But I feel like, I don't know. I think good things are going to happen, hopefully.
Yeah. Good things. Maybe a real big realization.
Yeah, well, that's exactly.
Like, we all vote for the right things, but we don't get them. Better education, pay our teachers more, give our students more access to, but then they just keep like, defunding certain things in education and forcing religion. Like Texas, there's like, you got to have the 10 Commandments now.
Yeah, that's stupid.
There's like time now.
Honestly,
and
have I ever told you my like idea for like how I think people should pay taxes? So like I think people like we should get like almost like a scorecard where different people are able to allocate their funds to like say you're somebody that's like a teacher, or you believe highly in education or this or that, and you want like say like certain amounts of your taxes to go to education or certain amounts of your taxes to go to this or that. I think that's how like taxes should be. Like say you want certain amount of your
we have to choose.
Exact. I think that people should just be able to choose. Like say you want to do like 50-50 infrastructure and education. Say you want 100% of all your taxes to go to war or defense budget. Say you want all your taxes to go to education. You want all your taxes to go to like this or that. You know what I mean? Just
that would make more sense.
Yeah, I've always liked that idea.
But like they take it like that for a reason.
Oh, of
like
course
they take our taxes a certain way for a reason. Like it's crazy, but like
it would be less
everybody
control.
knows the solution would be, but obviously just all control.
Well, exactly. It would be less control for people, and it would be more control for the people.
Which would make more sense since we're supposed to be the united, free.
The United Emirates.
The United Arab Emirates. I love it.
Ever.
Host.
Yep.
Hey, Mr. Host, sir, could you please read what I sent you?
Hey, Mr. Host, sir, I got you. What would you send it on here? Or?
I sent it to you through text message.
Oh, all right. This is coming in hot off the presses This is coming from our producer behind the scenes. No, plasmoids are not confirmed aliens, but some researchers propose they might represent a form of, quote, pre-life, or a, quote, fourth domain of life, due to their complex, intelligent-seeming behaviors. Plasmoids are self-illuminating, pulsating, and plasma-like UAPs that have been observed in space shuttle films and may be responsible for some UFO and UAP sightings, but they are not necessarily extraterrestrial spacecraft. What are plasmoids? A plasmoid is a bubble of plasma or charged particles. They are attracted to electromagnetic activity and can be found in Earth's thermosphere and around planet. They are self-illuminating, pulsate, and can change shape and size. The, quote, life hypothesis. Some researchers hypothesize that plasmoids are not just physical phenomena, but could be a form of pre-life or even a fourth domain of life. This theory is based on their complex and purposeful behaviors such as colliding, following other plasmoids, and interacting with space stations and thunderstorms. Some research suggests that plasmoids may have consciousness, a concept that is highly speculative. Plasmoids versus extraterrestrial life. Plasmoids are distinct from traditional alien spacecraft. While they may account for some UAP sightings, they do not explain all of them, as some UAPs could still be extraterrestrial in origin. However, other explanations for plasmoid-like phenomena exist, such as natural currents, side effects of human technology, or even misinterpretations of known phenomena.
So the thing with plasmoids, which is what I was trying to say before, is I guess there's this idea that like they are intelligent and they're not just like a lower or pre-life. They are more like an other life, like another level or another layer, and that they actually interact with us, and that like they're not things that are always visible. Like plasmoids can be tiny and be floating around anywhere, and they could be in your brain. I think in the book he describes it like I think he says that they go through your eyes. And when I heard that, I thought that was really interesting because then it reminded me like, wait, this reminds me of the alien theory you told me about. Excuse me, sorry. The one where there's like a parasite that's like in the brain or in the eye.
The Vril.
The Vril. But instead of it just being a legit like alien parasite, it's a plasmoid. It's an intelligent plasma entity.
And it can just...
that we just don't understand at all.
That'd be crazy. And imagine like the Vril, it just latches onto people.
I don't know, but like it's important to note that like that is very likely, in my opinion. That's very likely, but that doesn't mean that all these other aliens don't exist. It's just that like I think that's a thing. I think that's like a thing on our planet that originates on our planet, and it could be anything. It could be souls.
I mean, no. I mean, that's exactly it. I mean, what? Okay, so we talk about plasmoids and like these light entities, which, by the way, that sounds like the article. Not Sylvester, but the other guy, the other friend. That's
Capone.
He sent that article.
Capone. I can't believe you forgot your friend's name.
I don't know. I have a bad memory. And that sounds like the article that you sent about the plasma, the entities and stuff. It's like because that area where we were at, apparently there's like a lot of stratosphere, electromagnetic sphere. That's like where they observe these plasma, sentient plasma. So it could be like the same article. But let me tell you this, because that's really interesting. But let me tell you this: those aliens, like if a plasma's getting into you, those aliens, dude, like so many things in nature that we don't think about control our behavior.
Psilocybin.
We don't like no, I mean like even right now we have like creatures in us.
Yeah.
Like, creatures in us like controlling our like, you know, like what we want to eat and like when we're hungry and like what kind of nutrients we want and what we're addicted to. Those are like individual like kind of like creatures inside of us.
That's the bacteria inside of us.
Yeah, the bacteria, exactly. The bacteria communicates with our brain and it all like acts together to like control what we like and what we want to eat and all that stuff. But also
it's bacteria, but it's also viruses, it's also parasites. All those things.
Yeah, exactly. There's parasites that literally control like animals' brains and our brains too.
I don't know if we talked about it here before. I think I may have mentioned it in an earlier episode. But you know the Nephilims are clowns guy?
No.
Alright, so there's a guy who believes that clowns are demons are clowns, Nephilims are demons and clowns, and all that stuff. I remember at one point he started posting that that Nephilims are demons and demons are parasites, and that like all these evil entities that interact with you, all this stuff, it's just parasites that are actually inside of you, and just like kind of more like just little run of the mill parasites that he thinks might actually be demons.
That's
I
pretty
mean,
wild.
yeah, it could be. I mean, our brain, there's so many connections and chemicals going on in our brain that like it could trigger us. But there's also the theory too. This is like a weird one.
Hit us.
Like pretty much cannabis, it makes us feel good, so we help it grow. So we like, you know what I mean? So we help it like.
This
Oh
theory is true
yeah.
with everything, though. I've heard this theory too, but it's with all vegetation.
With
like
all vegetation, yeah.
Yeah.
We have an endocannabinoid
Yeah, it's just like
that
plants have.
only takes
Yeah.
well, like it's like nicotine. We bred nicotine in order to be like just more widespread, so that we can
Fruits
use
and
it.
vegetables are bright and juicy because they look good to us, so we eat them and then poop their seeds
right.
somewhere.
Exactly.
Because that happens in nature all the time. Like there's the parasites that grow in like a tree or something, or like a bug, and a bird eats it, and the only way for the parasite, or what am I saying, like parasite or trees, like pretty much a bird eats it, and it reproduces by the bird shitting it out, and then the life continues.
Exactly.
That's its life cycle. Yeah.
Can I also say the example that I was knocking on earlier? Psilocybin.
Yeah.
When you take mushrooms, it's basically something that's replacing your serotonin with itself. And then when you poop it out, you're basically maybe potentially putting the spores out into other places. And that's why,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I think psilocybin is like it's like a monster in of itself. It takes over. It's like a creature
agree.
that's taking over your body. That's how it felt the first time I ever took mushrooms too. Is it felt like it was something invading me.
Well, every time I take psilocybin, I talk to the little gnomes
I talk to little gnomes. You sure it's not DMT?
in my head, and that's the psilocybin like talking to me and communicating with me, just being like, "Yep, what's going on, dude?"
How many grams is that?
I just become very like aware. Not many grams, like maybe 2 grams makes you feel.
Oh shit! All right.
Like that.
Dude, that's what made me trip out like crazy too. Is just 2 grams. I think that some people just trip harder than others. I always thought I just tripped really easily.
That's a lot. An eighth is a lot.
3 to 4 grams, I'm flying in God's realm.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the tentacles, like God's like tentacles, pretty much. That's like 4 grams.
The most I ever took was 5, and it was literally like I felt like the universe was in my eyeballs. Like when you see like in Guardians of the Galaxy and he touches the Power Stone and he sees eternity and his like universe literally like his eyeballs become the universe. That's literally how it felt for me when I took like 5 grams of mushrooms. It was crazy. Like I felt like I was literally in space.
Yeah, I know. I was like, every time I take, so there's like levels, like 2 to the 2.5 to like talk to the gnomes.
Talk to the gnomes.
Maybe 3.5 to 4 to float in the realm of life.
Okay.
And just like make out like what God truly is, which is like, to me, it's like a breathing starfish kind of thing, and it's just very real looking.
All right.
And then 7 grams, I'm like probably just having tea with like literal God, you know, like
7 grams, all the psychedelia goes away, and it's just a white room, and you're just sipping tea with God.
Yeah, I think that's like 7 grams. But there's also the theory that we evolved from mushrooms also.
Oh, that's a wild one.
Because our DNA is not far off from like certain mushrooms. Like we're just kind of like one DNA strand away from being like a mushroom.
That means we could potentially genetically engineer sentient mushrooms.
Mushroom man.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
That's how like the Japanese, right? That's how the Japanese like metro system got remapped through these this mushroom that like this fungus that goes from A to B the most efficient way, and they mapped the whole metro.
That's cool.
With that fungus.
Huh. That's really cool.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mushrooms are very sentient. Like look at you, like look at your like how you look like too. I don't know. We kind of resemble more mushrooms than we resemble an animal.
I would say we resemble more mushrooms like other like plants, like straight up plants. Like when you
Right.
said that, I was thinking about how the average old person, like they develop almost like a mushroom like skin, like their skin can be darker and kind of like mushroomy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have a mushroom is like very close to how we are in DNA.
That should be a skin
So-
tone, honestly, is mushroom.
Yeah, that'll be
It's when someone is
What a
really
horrible-
unhealthy, they have the mushroom skin tone.
or very healthy. You know, you're just like back to basics.
I would think that if they have the mushroom skin tone, maybe they'd be close to death, like they need oxygen or
That's
they're
very true.
asphyxiating.
Yeah, no, that's
But no, I see where you're going with that, dude. I think it would be cool if we just started making, like he said, mushroom men.